Welcome to your Personal Power Boost with Dr. Verna, a global force for transformation, unlocking human potential one leader at a time. Are you looking for a boost to help you reclaim your personal power? Then this is your weekly source, where we dive into conversations about navigating your professional and life journey. So, take a deep breath, open up your heart, and get ready to ignite your leadership and fuel your spirit. Let's go. Welcome back to your Personal Power Boost with Dr. Verna. I'm Dr. Verna Cornelia Price, and it's great to have you. For those of you who are brand new, welcome. And it's great to see you. And you're probably thinking, she usually has hair. Yes, I do. But guess what? I have it up in my summer do, which is up in braids, which is kind of gives me a break for the summer. And then for those of you who are returning, it's good to have you back. I hope that all is well with you. And thank you for sharing my message from last week with as many people as possible around the world, because I know that you listen to me from around the world. So it's great to have you back. Let's go ahead and do the affirmation. And this affirmation we're going to do is called Change Your Life. And go ahead and repeat after me. This is my life, and I get to change it when I want to, how I want to, if I want to, because it was given to me. And that makes me very valuable, very important, very lovable, and extremely powerful. You can change your life. It is your life. You really can change it. And here's a little secret. Actually, no one can change your life for you but you. It's really all on you. So, I exercise, which is very important for all of us to take care of ourselves and to exercise. And so I wouldn't say that I run. I would say more like I trot. You know, I have this kind of like little trot that I do. I used to be a fast walker, so I would like really, really walk really, really fast. And then one day I just transitioned right from walking really fast into this little trot. And so I, run, trot a couple of miles a day. And it's really good time for me too, because it's a time to really to just think and, process things. And, I'm by myself and I just get to just kind of take time for me, which is really important for self-care. In these days and times, you have to take some time for yourself. So I have one of my fellow runners, and he's actually a runner. So he and I usually we're on the track around the same time. We usually get there around the same time in the morning. Between 7:15ish, 7:30ish or so. And so this morning he happened to be already on the track. Usually I'm on the track first, but this morning he was on the track, and so I take my time, I stretch, make sure I'm ready, ready to do my run trot. And so I'm on the track and I'm just doing my run trot. And then all of a sudden he just whips by me. And I had this urge to catch up with him. And I thought to myself, Verna Cornelia, what are you doing? That is not your stride. This is your stride. And if you wanted that to be your stride, that would be one thing. If it's just your natural stride, but it wasn't my natural stride. This is my natural stride. And so here he was like whipping around me, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna catch up with him. Right. So this feeling came up in me, and then I had to talk to myself, and I said, Verna Cornelia, that is not your stride. Now you find your stride, you stay in your stride, and you accomplish your mission. And then I thought about the workplace and just life. How often do we try to get into someone else's stride? In other words, we're trying to act like someone else. We're trying to maneuver like someone else. We're trying to talk like someone else. We feel as though we want to compete in the workplace with our colleagues. Well, you know what? That's not your stride. And for you to be successful, now, did I finish running my mile and a half, 2 mile or so? Of course. I successfully finished my race. Did he finish his? Yes, he finished his. Did he stay in his stride? Yes, he stayed in his stride. Did I finally pull myself back, got back to my own stride, found my own stride, and was I successful? Absolutely. When we feel as though we need to compete with others in the workplace, we lose our pattern. We lose our stride. Because see, when you're in your stride, it just becomes easier. It just becomes easier. Why? Because it's natural. That's your natural pattern. It's how you naturally negotiate. It's how you naturally maneuver. It's how you naturally interact. It is your pattern. When you try to jump into someone else's stride, now you're trying to be someone else. You are not your colleague. You will never be your colleague. You will never act like them. You will never talk like them. You will never accomplish what they accomplish because it's not your stride. So, what you have to do is you got to pull yourself back. You got to talk to yourself and say, hold it now. What is my stride here? And by stride in the workplace, what are you good at? What are you really good at? Do that. Are you a good communicator? Communicate. Are you a good writer? Write. Are you a good negotiator? Negotiate. Are you a good team builder? Build your team. As opposed to trying to jump into someone else's stride. And I see this, particularly in meetings, I see this quite a bit, right? Where you're in a meeting and let's just say you're a more quiet, more kind of introverted type of person. But this new person just started on the team. And they're a little bit outgoing, they're a little bit more dynamic, they're a little bit more like, people seem to really be kind of attracted to them. And then here, all of a sudden, you feel like, oh, then I've got to be like that too. But the truth is that that's not your stride. That's not your stride. And the truth of the matter is that when you're most effective is when you're introverted, thoughtful, making things happen, processing self. Because you know what? Your team needs that. Your team needs someone who can sit back, think it through, and then come up with an amazing conclusion, an amazing solution. That's you. When you're trying to find and be in someone else's stride, you lose the essence of you. When you start losing your stride, guess what happens? You won't accomplish your goal. You simply can't because you lose your rhythm. You lose your rhythm. So what I want you to do is, first of all, figure out what is your stride? What's your stride? Like, what are you really good at? What are you amazing at? What does your team celebrate about you? Right? Next week, we're going to talk about going where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. And so it's this whole sense of like, what are you good at? And not only be absolutely content with what you're good at, but decide that you're going to even become better at what you're good at, as opposed to trying to become good at what someone else is good at. Get the competition, get it out, get it out of your system, right? You do not have to compete with your colleague. You do not. As a matter of fact, you were never intended. As a matter of fact, on every team, we don't, as in my own team, I don't have to hire a duplicate. I don't need a duplicate of you. I need someone else who's a little different than you, who has a different stride, who together we can accomplish something together. So what I want you to do, find your stride, stay in your stride, and accomplish what it is that you have to do. In other words, know what you're good at, do what you're good at, and become excellent at who you are because you have found your stride. And I finished my run trot. I felt great about myself. And on the way to the locker room, I just thought to myself, you know what? I think I'm going to talk about this week because this is something that we all struggle with, is the temptation to jump into someone else's stride as opposed to finding our own, getting comfortable in our own stride, and accomplishing our mission, our vision, and to become our most excellent self with our own stride. All right. So I hope this was helpful to you. We'll see you next week. We're going to talk a little bit about going where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. Let's go ahead and finish up with our affirmation. This is my life, and I get to change it when I want to, how I want to, if I want to, because it was given to me. And that makes me very valuable, very important, very lovable, and extremely powerful. All right. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. If today's episode spoke to you, and you know it's time for a shift in how you lead, how your team connects, or how your culture performs, I want to personally invite you to take the next step. Book a free consultation at drvernaprice.com/workwithme and explore your next keynote, your leadership workshop, or executive coaching. It's time to get your power back, and it is time to get to your next level.